We are back.
We're
It
back.
is the Beer Bros. What is this? Quarantine show number five?
Yeah, five, I believe.
Five question mark? Yes, I believe that is correct. Got another fun show for you guys today. Another Saturday. It's not Crowler Saturday, but it is going to be a fun Saturday show where we got the draft on. We actually have sports, so life's a little good. We got a fun little ranking after the beers have been tasted, so stick around for that. Rob, how you been? How you holding up?
Good, man. We're hanging in there, hanging inside, drinking beer, making the best of it. That's all you can do.
That's all we can do. Yeah, absolutely. Fill your fridges with beer. We're here till May 30th, so
Curbside pickup. Do it.
pick up whatever you gotta do. Fill that bad boy up. Rob, before we jump into it, let's give a little reminder where people can reach out to us and listen to past episodes.
Yes. So follow us on Untapped. Beer Bros is our username. Email us at dobeerbros@gmail.com. Listen to our past podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. We're on all three. Twitter, follow us at DubBeerBros1. That's where we post our new YouTube quarantine episodes. Check out our old podcast links over there as well. Instagram, DubBeerBrosPod. And then like and follow our Facebook page, DubBeerBros. And that's where we post our YouTube episodes as well, the quarantine episodes.
Yeah.
So.
And also, on those social media, we also have our impromptu beer reviews.
Yes.
Things we don't get on the show, but we still try. So you can only hold on to beer for so long. So sometimes they don't make the cut, unfortunately. Yeah. Rob's got another set of 2 beers. I've got another set of 3. It's all commonly connected. It's all stuff I picked up on my curbside pickup for us. So
It is.
Rob, you want to introduce your players?
Yep, I got two guys from Pipeworks today. So we are trying out the Premium Pilsner, along with one that I'm very excited about is Pothole City.
Yeah, and I mean that's one that you had mentioned you wanted to try when we did our Pipeworks episode, which
yes.
Again, it's on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Anchor. If you want to give a listen,
it's probably had to get my hands on one.
Yeah, so it's a good one. And then for me, we're sticking with Revolution. We're going on the Revolution train. Some interesting ones. We got Double Dry Hopped Brunch Hero, Double Dry Hopped Galaxy Hero, and then Spirit of Revolt. So got a fun mix of stuff. Loaded show. So let's get into it, Rob. I will go first. Up first for me is the Double Dry Hopped Brunch Hero. This one sounded very interesting. I've never heard of this one coming out before, so this is a new beer for me. A quick description from their can. You want juicy, we got juicy. Brunch Hero joins the tropical might of Mosaic, Citra, Amarillo, Centennial, and Cryocentennial hops with red blood orange puree. The perfect beverage for that unproductive time between breakfast and lunch when you're also after some hash browns. The ABV on this is 6.8%. Definitely going to be kind of maybe a hazy-ish kind of beer, maybe. I don't know. But if you look at the can here, obviously very blood orangey, shooting out blood orange puree. You got the Hero there. I love this Hero series. Actually, when I was doing my pickup, part of the package that I got, they gave me a cool little comic book. It is a Galaxy, like a comic book of their Galaxy Hero. Like an actual comic book. It's not just like an ad. Well, I mean, I guess it is just one big ad, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. Gonna cherish this forever. Got the whole League of Heroes on the back there.
Very cool.
Very cool. Who's the artist on that? Schneider, Bear, and Stanley. I don't know their first names, but shout out to them. That's pretty awesome. But I mean, their can art's some of the best. So you look at that there. But let's get into the beer itself. Today we're pouring into the Fist City glass. Ooh, kind of botched that. Sorry, folks. Botched that one.
Not your best crack.
No, the tab's a little. All right. Definitely about as hazy as I thought there, as you can see on the bottom and everything here. A little hazy. You could definitely smell that orange right off the bat. Not, it's not as like kind of orangish as a Blue Moon, perhaps, but more of a tang smell to it, I guess. But it smells pretty good. Yeah, color on that. What else do we normally do during? I don't have my normal notes with me in front of me. Yeah, smells pretty good. But hey, you know what they say in the biz, Rob?
There's only one way to find out.
There's only one way to find out.
It's kind of like a cloudy orange.
Interesting. You could definitely taste that orange. It kind of tastes like a kind of like a mimosa. Just if you put beer in a mimosa.
Beer mimosa.
Yeah, beer mimosa or a brunch hero, as they may call it.
Yeah.
Definitely, you definitely on that aftertaste get a lot of that hoppiness to it. So, kind of what you would expect from a double dry hopped beer.
Get a lot of that dry taste too.
Yeah, it's definitely on the beginning of it, it's kind of a little bit more fruity, but as it starts to kind of go down, like kind of settle on your tongue, you definitely get a little bit of that dryness to it.
That's the mosaic hops.
Yeah, very tasty. Definitely, I legitimately could actually see me drinking. I've never been to a brunch. If you look at me, I don't think I'm a brunch guy. I'm usually sleeping at noon, so who knows?
We could be brunch guys though.
Brunch bros.
I like it.
We'll do an episode from our brunch table. I don't know. What do you get at brunch?
I don't know.
That's a different. That's a different conversation.
I mean, this is kind of like a brunch episode, you know? I mean, it is really around that.
That is true. I mean, it isn't
I'm
about noon 30, so yeah, not bad. You know,
going time of year.
yeah, I'm trying to pinpoint everything. Let me get another simp. Did I say simp? Yeah, well, time of year, I think it would probably be best in a kind of spring setting. I don't think it's too tropical to be summer, but I think it'd be a nice springtime beer. I really don't think this is a beer you're going to drink kind of during, like, I do think it's kind of more of that early morning-ish beer. It really is kind of pinpointed as this brunch hero. If you're maybe doing like a kegs and eggs kind of deal, I think this could be a good beer to have with it. Food wise, definitely going to stick with that brunch theme. You could probably get probably hash browns, as they say in the description. You want to get a little breakfast sausage, no bacon. Maybe a flapjack or two. Not super heavy on the syrup, but a good amount of syrup on there. Now I want breakfast. Yeah, pretty solid. I don't know if I would get it regularly. I think it'd be something that if I knew I was doing kind of a breakfast thing with friends, I would maybe get a 4-pack, but I wouldn't go out of my way to like order this at a restaurant or anything. If I'm going to give it a score, I'm going to give it a 2.79. I think it's a solid beer, but I don't see myself getting it a lot, and I think that kind of plays into a score a lot. It's just if I were to see this and other beers at a bar, which I don't really think this would be at a bar, I would likely go elsewhere. So,
Interesting.
brunch time, a solid beer, but I think it has its time and place. It's not going to be something you're going to see a lot on shelves and stuff like that. You're going to have to go to Revolution to get it.
Maybe they offer some brunch.
Maybe. They probably don't, but
Probably not. But hey, there's an idea for them.
get them on the phone.
Get them on the phone. All righty.
All right, Rob, you are up. Which are we going with first?
So since the second one is more of like a stout, we're gonna go with the Pilsner first. So which is the more lighter. It's gonna be lighter. So I want to start with that first. Like I said, doing Pipeworks Premium Pilsner. From Pipeworks in Chicago. Didn't really have much of a beer description that I found online. It just said further like Untapped page. It just said beer you can drink. So I mean, I look at the can. I'm a big fan of the logo on the can. I think it was one of the reasons that I wanted Joe to pick me up a 4-pack of it is just because I like the look of it. It really has that classic German Pilsner look to it, I feel like. And then you got a little bit of, the weirdness of Pipeworks with their designs. You got unicorns and shit.
It's a lot more subdued, though.
It is, yes.
If you were looking in the shop and like saw that, you would think it was a different company than what they usually put out there. I'm sorry, you cut in and out. I didn't hear you on that.
Oh, it was a pretty solid crack that I just had. One of my better cracks I've had in a while.
You missed it. Oops. Stuck in my hand.
So, I mean, there's not really much to say about the color. I feel like, it is that classic Pilsner look. I mean, it might be, to be honest, up to the light. It kind of looks it kind of has that 312 tint to it. It's almost like a lemony tint, but I don't know if we're going to get that taste from it. Probably not. It smells like, your typical Pilsner, your typical Eastern European or German Pilsner that, trying to relate it to something.
Pilsner Urquell?
Yeah, perfect. Pilsner or Quell. But there's only one way to find out.
Oh, sorry. Were you teeing me up?
Definitely has that crisp Pilsner taste right off the bat. It's kind of interesting though. It's kind of got a weird bitter aftertaste to it. So that might be some, kind of that, that crisp German Pilsner taste in the forefront, and then they kind of have those hops in the background maybe to kind of give it its own little twist to like a German style Pilsner. So that's kind of interesting. It's definitely drinkable.
You would hope.
It's that bitter taste though at the end though. It's kind of strange. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. It's still, like I said, very crisp. ABV on here is 4.9, so it's a little higher than your typical, pilsners or even like ales, I would say.
Par for Pipeworks, though, they do typically run a little bit more higher content.
100%. Food pairing, I'm gonna have to lay into German food. I mean, even like a sausage and sauerkraut, I think would pair really well with it. I mean, even a nice Polish sausage, with some grilled onions on it, some mustard.
I mean, hey, I've told you, grilled onions belongs on the sausage and bratwurst.
They belong on both. They can belong on a hot dog as well. It's very tasty as well. But yeah, it's definitely tastes like your typical like sporting event beer. Your like a baseball park beer, a beer that you would pair well at a German restaurant. I'm thinking of a place that I can't remember the name of it, but a place that. What's that?
Hofbrauhaus.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say I went to a restaurant up in Milwaukee that was like very classic German restaurant where you drank from the big ass Steiners.
It was Hofbrauhaus. I was with you.
No, this is a different place.
Oh.
I'll have to ask Carolyn. Anyways, but yeah, very crisp. Time of year, I mean, it's really year round. I guess I would more think about the summer with this, just because, like I said, I'm thinking
Light.
like ballpark beer.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
If I'm gonna rate this, like I said, it's kind of got a weird bitter aftertaste that I think it's just kind of okay. But other than that, I don't know. There's nothing like standing out about it. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's this, a great uh, any kind of great craft beer, but it's
Right
it's
home.
not bad. It's solid. I am going to rate this a 2.58.
2.58. Rough start. Awesome. Any last notes on the premium Pilsner?
No, that's it.
Awesome. All right, moving on to the next one. We got double dry hop Galaxy Hero. Galaxy Hero is a favorite of mine from Revolution. So very excited to see it. You know, it's like Sammy Sosa. He was good, and then he took steroids, and he was even better. So let's get the description here from the Revolution website. Galaxy Hero gets a mighty elevation of cosmic power from massive infusions of galaxy hops alongside Citra, Amarillo, Cryo Simcoe, and the new Brew One hop, BRU One. He emerges with a double ray gun blast of tropical fruits and fresh citrus shining through a smooth, hazy body. This is, boy, I'm going to be drunk at noon. It is a 8% ABV. That's a good omen. That was a good crack.
That was a fantastic crack.
One wasn't good, so already from the smell. Oh yeah.
See that can too.
That's a hazy boy. Yeah, the can pretty cool. So as you can see, the comparison of Galaxy Hero. This is just normal Galaxy Hero, double dry hop Galaxy Hero. He's got, like, if you saw Batman vs Superman, which, hey, personally I like the movie. That's a different podcast. You know, it's when Batman gets in his mech suit, it's even stronger to take on Superman. So, you know, that's what double dry hop Galaxy Hero is right here. If you look at that, definitely a hazy boy right there.
Very similar look to the Brunch Hero.
Well, the Brunch Hero actually was a little bit darker, I think, just because of that orange tint to it.
Okay.
I think it made it a little bit more darker, but this one definitely a lot similar, I guess, just in that haziness. Very, very cloudy. Smell wise, you can definitely get that Citra right off the bat. I think a little bit more of a delightful smell than the Brunch Hero. I think the tanginess may be kind of, I'm not gonna say messed up, but it just wasn't as pleasant as this one is. That smells very good. I mean, I can't imagine it's gonna be too far off from a Galaxy Hero. Just probably just a little bit better. So there's only one way to find out.
I love how you put your pinky up when you taste it too.
He's up. Oh yeah, that's
Tasty beverage.
That's tasty beverage. Granted, I haven't had a Galaxy Hero in a little while, so I can't really fully compare it. But I mean, this is just a very solid beer. Absolutely delicious. Another great beer from Revolution. No shock there. You could definitely get that Citra taste right off the bat. As it kind of rests on there, you get a little bit more of the other kind of Amarillo taste and stuff like that. I now I feel like I kind of have to have a normal Galaxy Hero and compare it. I think that Brew One hop kind of makes the difference. So I'm interested to see what kind of difference that makes.
And kind of like, I feel like there should be like pineapple in there. You taste anything like pineapple or anything like that?
I don't really. It's not.
More
It's
just
not like a
citrus.
full pineapple taste. I think it's just more of like a very citrusy, citral type taste.
Hmm.
Like it's. I don't think it's really pinpointed to one fruit per se,
Okay.
but still solid. Definitely a summertime beer though. I think sitting poolside. Excuse me. Sorry. Sitting poolside at the beach. I think this would be a great beer to have. Just get a nice 4-pack. You'll be good and buzzed by the second one, so you'll be dead by the eighth. I'm kidding. Maybe.
Yeah.
Uh, no, very, very tasty. If I'm looking at a food pairing for this, um, you know, let's get different. Let's get weird with it. I don't want to say like a hot dog or something like that. Let's get the creative juices flowing here with a little bit of this. Let me get another sip. Hmm. I'm gonna put a placeholder one for now, but I'm gonna think of some other good ones. Um, you know, I think this would really go well with a good gourmet burger, not like a one you're just like flipping up at your tailgate. Like you're going to a like a DMK or well, what's the other big burger place?
Like any kind of like local place that I
Yeah,
guess
yeah. There's another place in the city. I don't remember.
I mean Coma or is it
Kuma, thank you.
Coma?
Kuma's Corner, small cheval. I think I think that this would go really well with that. I'm thinking of another one, but I mean, I think a nice gourmet burger, a nice gourmet beer, if you can call a beer gourmet. Uh, I think this would really go well. I think the taste of both don't really overwhelm each other, so and I think that's a very important balance to find with food and beer. So for now, a gourmet burger, not just a normal burger, a gourmet burger. That is that is what I'm looking at there. Score wise, I would probably say I give a Galaxy Hero a three, of like a three 4. So I'll give the double dry hop Galaxy Hero a 3.43.
Okay.
Uh,
A little better.
I'll do a taste testing of both at some point here in the near future. But very solid beer, very enjoyable. Double dry hop, another winner from Revolution.
Nice. Solid.
Rob, onto your Pothole City.
All right. So I'm excited to try this. Uh, check out the can design. I mean, you have the Chicago skyline in the background. It looks like I mean, it kind of looks like it's snowing. And you have a giant pothole in the middle of the street, a car that just got a flat tire from it. And there's the construction, I mean, what do you call these things? The construction, I don't know. It's not a cone, but it's like a little fence almost. And you got the stars from the Chicago flag on the construction sign. I'm a big fan of this look. This is like one of the cooler cans I've seen. It really rings home for people from Chicago because, I mean, we're known for our potholes. I mean,
What we got?
in the winter, you're at least guaranteed to drive over at least 20 potholes, I would say.
Fucking on the highway.
Yeah, it's bad. So, it's an imperial stout. So, per the description on the Untapped page, it's a Chicago Rocky Road imperial stout with marshmallow, vanilla, uh, cacao, cacao nibs. I don't know what that is. Lactose and almond. So,
Interesting.
pour this bad boy out. Very dark, very, that dark, warm color to it. Decent foam head on top, not too much, not too little. let's see, ABV. This one's a heavier one as well. It's 10.5%. So, and I'm kind of realizing I remember when Joe did the curbside pickup for this, and I thought on the website it said, a 4-pack. I thought, wait, I only got one beer. Like it was only one single beer that I got from Joe, and I was like, wait, did I misread that?
Accuse me of stealing.
Well, I knew you would not take this. I thought they screwed up or something, or like that was the only beer they had, or it was only like one left or something. Because I know Joe would not take that kind of beer.
Rob's opinion does not align with mine, Pipeworks. So you want to still send stuff?
So I was confused, but now I understand why. I understand why they sell it by the can, because it is very high in alcohol content. Let's check out the smell. Very sweet, definitely very vanilla-y.
Does it smell like a rocky road?
It does remind me of a hot fudge sundae. Definitely pick up the marshmallow as well, so could have like some kind of like s'mores taste to it, but as Joe likes to say,
there's only one way to find out.
it is definitely a dessert beer. It is very sweet, but I also feel like it's not too over the top. It's almost like I don't know what it is in there. Maybe it's the word I can't pronounce, the cacao nibs or whatever in the description. But it's kind of got that roasty, warm, like I said, hot fudge sundae type of feel to it. I feel like none of the ingredients stand out too much to make it like too sweet. And because I do like my stouts, but I don't like the really sweet chocolate stouts. This is very tasty. It's definitely I feel like it is heavier though. It's definitely a beer that you drink late at night. I'm gonna say time of year, obviously winter time. I think it's just perfect for it. Like, maybe you're late on a Saturday night and you're watching a stupid movie and you just want to relax and have a heavier beer to end the night. I think this is perfect for it. Food pairing, I am gonna go with the hot fudge sundae just because I think it's just perfect with that. Yeah, like I said, it's definitely your typical dessert beer. I guess if I'm pairing it with a food, I want some kind of dark meat. I don't want like a burger or anything like that. I want something like a steak and potatoes, steak maybe with some grilled onions on top, something like that.
Grilled onions.
Like I said, very tasty. I don't taste the marshmallow too much. The marshmallows feel like they're just there for the smell.
Marshmallow doesn't really have a taste anyway, right?
I more pick up the vanilla, and also definitely that lactose. It does have that milky taste to it.
Okay. Awesome.
Like I said, not too over the top though. It's pretty tasty. I'm a pretty big fan of it. As my fiance likes to say though, it's not one of those beers you can drink all night. It's one of those one-time beers you drink in the course of a night. So
that's why they only give you one.
If I'm scoring this, like I said, I'm a big fan. I'm gonna go high on this one. This one is gonna be a 3.91. I was a big fan.
3.91. That's high praise.
It is.
All right, awesome. Any last notes on Pothole City?
Highly recommend. Pick up some ice cream with it, and then get some chocolate syrup, warm it up, or get some hot fudge, warm it up, throw it on the ice cream, and enjoy this beer.
You just want ice cream, Rob?
Yeah, I kind of do. I could go for some ice cream.
I could too. All righty. Move on to our last one of the day. We got Spirit of Revolt from Revolution. Let me give you guys the description. A strong spirited Imperial IPA made by the women of Rev in honor of International Women's Day. Brewed with specialty malts from woman-led Wireman malting with an addition of oat malt, this beer features a smooth, round body, a unique dry hop blend of Michigan-grown Cascade Cashmere and Sauvignon strain Fox hops, and notes of citrus, pineapple, and melon. A portion of the sales of this beer, they also will benefit the program of programs at Connections for Abused Women and Their Children. So a great cause. It's currently actually in their vault, I guess, or archives. I was able to scoop this up before it went off the shelves, but the can here you can see kind of like a Rosie the Riveter kind of vibe to this.
Very cool.
Yeah, she's got kind of the what is it, the paddle for when you're doing like a flight, or actually it's probably when you're stirring the brews.
Yeah, like all the hops and stuff.
Yeah, pretty cut and dry can, but still cool. Sounds like there's going to be a lot of kind of interesting mixes to it. I'm intrigued to see what the color of this is. It might be a little bit darker. It is. Topper there, as you can see, definitely a lot darker than the others. Definitely not as cloudy as the others either. This is definitely just more kind of cut and dry IPA. Let that foam die down a little bit.
Kind of looks like your typical American IPA.
It does, yeah. Gotta let the foam get down for a little bit here. Get a good smell. Very foamy.
I like the foam head. That's a good foam head right there.
Yes, it is a very good foam head. I'm trying to get smell wise, I don't really pick up right now a lot on the citry. I maybe get a little bit of a hint of that pineapple, but it's definitely more of that more IPA-ish smell. A lot more maltiness to it for sure as well. But not really like a strong smell right off the bat. Again, it's kind of a little bit foamy, so I don't really get the full smell of it. But I don't feel like sitting here wasting your guys' time trying to wait for it to die down. So let's just jump right into it. There's only one way to find out. Okay. So it's not really it doesn't really have that IPA taste right away. I think it definitely kind of tastes more like a lager, I would say, than it does an IPA. I think just with that more maltiness to it, I really don't get a lot of that pineapple or mango taste.
Interesting.
Definitely more of the malt to it. Yeah.
Sounds a little disappointing, actually.
Solid, but I mean, I was looking to see if there was more, but
so it's more like you could say like crushable, drinkable, as opposed to like full of taste.
yeah. Well, maybe not crushable because it is 8.2% ABV, but
if you're not doing anything,
if you're stuck in your house for
like most of us,
which you should be,
yes.
drink 4 of these, you'll never leave. Yeah, I mean, I guess I am a little bummed out that there isn't a more citrusy taste to it. I don't know if malts and citrus like kind of like really go hand in hand together. I suppose I think one is kind of stronger than the other, and I really do just get that more maltiness. I mean, if I'm looking on the Revolution scale, we look at Cross of Gold as kind of their least kind of hoppiest, maltiest taste, and then Revolution's not Revolution, Anti-Heroes, their most kind of bitter beer. I'd probably put it more in that kind of like this area here. It's got a little bit of a bitterness too, which I do enjoy. I think reading the description maybe kind of hurts it a little bit, just because I was expecting a little bit more of that citrus taste to it. But excuse me, a little gassy this morning, but it is solid. I do like a good malty beer. So time of year wise, I think this is a fall winter kind of beer. I think you could probably cook a bunch of brats in this. I think it would be pretty good. I think it definitely does just kind of. It's kind of like that weird mix between a IPA and a lager. I don't think it's fully an IPA, and I don't think it's fully a lager, but
Not even a pale ale. Wow.
yeah, uh, yeah, I think it just kind of goes into that. But I mean, it's a solid beer. Food wise, I think this is probably a good appetizer beer. I mean, now this is a beer that you're not going to find at a restaurant. This is a kind of exclusive to their tap room. They aren't selling it anymore. It's uh, it's in their archives. So maybe they're still selling it. Check their shop. Uh, but I mean, it's solid. I would certainly drink it. Food wise,
Picking apps.
uh, you could go apps. Trying to think of like maybe a more specific thing. Hmm. I'm having a tough time thinking of a food today, which is rare for me. It's normally on point. Another taste. Hmm. Let's go with let's go with some nachos. You're gonna get a plate. You're gonna get a round of nachos with your peeps watching whenever you're able to leave your home, watching the games whenever they have games. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go with the nachos, or any kind of appetizer. I think does work with this. Uh, I think it's just a good solid beer. It's not gonna blow you away by any means. I think maybe don't really pay much attention to the description of it, because I think I just kind of was prepping myself a little bit more for that citry taste, but still solid. Score, give it a 3.12. 3.12. Yeah.
Okay.
A little sneaky shot in there. Yeah, I think it's a solid beer. I think I wouldn't expect I wouldn't expect any citrus to it, but I think it's just a good solid beer all around.
Solid.
And
Solid.
that is the beers for the day.
Awesome. Awesome. Very
You
cool.
want to recap yours real quick?
Yeah. So real quick, tried Pipeworks Premium Pilsner. Very cool looking can. Looks like that classic German Pilsner. I think it pairs well with German food. I was actually thinking also like Czech food, like a nice like pork tenderloin. I think would pair well with it. Um, uh, it's crisp. It's got a kind of a weird bitter taste to it. Also, I tried Pothole City. Sorry, I should throw up the can. Once again, love the can designs as always from Pipeworks. They do a great job. This one I liked a little bit more. Just it's it's that typical kind of Swedish stout, but it's not too over the top. Very tasty. Definitely recommend. High in ABV, 10.5, like I said. And like I said, have it with a hot fudge sundae.
Awesome. Yeah, and then mine, uh, double dry hop brunch hero. It's a fine beer. Uh, Not going to go out of my way to get it, but if you're having like a morning thing, you have some hash browns, some salt breakfast sausage. It's going to be a good beer to go with it. Double dry hop Galaxy Hero. Just thought of one. Street tacos. I think this will go great with street tacos. Get a little El Pastor, some asada. A little that was
Oh,
probably
pico?
That was probably the whitest thing the whitest I've ever sound. Yeah, I think street tacos. I think that kind of citrusy. It goes well with that lime taste you usually get with those street tacos. So gonna go with that. And then Spirit of Revolt, just a solid beer. I think lies a little bit more on that lager taste to it than it does necessarily the whatchamacallit, the IPA. But it's still a good beer. If you're able to pick it up, part of the proceeds go to a great cause. So definitely give it a shot. But Rob, on to the main event. I'll let you introduce it. It was your idea. So
Yes. So this one we thought of last week, actually, after we ended our episode. So we talked about rankings for different various stuff. I wanted to talk about beer logos, because beer logos, they either catch your eye or they don't. And then you kind of rely on, word of mouth to find out if a brewery is like really good or not. But there are certain breweries that have very cool logos that I think really draw you in. And I came up with the power rankings, 10 best beer logos, in my opinion. I want to first say, Joe and I both agreed upon this before the episode.
And let me also say that Rob tried to screw me because, as you all know, if you've been listening, Revolution is my favorite. And we both agreed last week that we would not put Revolution in our rankings. And right before we did, I said, hey, remember, not putting Revolution in. Rob goes, how do you go, Rob?
I guess I did it like an FU, and I put Revolution as my number one.
Yeah. So Rob tried to renege on our deal. I called him out, changed it, so good on him. We'll only shame him a little bit. Just a reminder, this is Revolution's logo. I mean, there's a couple of them, but
yeah, there are.
That one's right there.
That's the best one.
I think we both agree that it's just in our opinion, this is the best logo. You got the Chicago Star. You got any fist on there that they have. I have a bunch of fucking just Revolution shit just sitting around. Apparently, you get that fist. Best beer tapper too, for sure.
He's holding the wheat, right?
Yeah, it's holding the wheat that you. I mean, it's just a really cool design.
The colors align very well too. The black and red. I mean, you can't get much better than that. I mean, they just pair so well.
Yeah, I agree.
So, without further ado, I'd like to.
We want to start from 10 and work our way up.
Yes, okay. We can do that. That works for me. So, I'll start with number 10.
Trade off 10, 10, 9, 9, all that shit.
Yeah. Works for me. So 10, I have Dogfish Head Brewing. And I don't know if for those who don't know what Dogfish Head Brewing's logo looks like, it looks like it's a green sign with a shark on it. And it kind of looks like a sign you would see at an ocean that says danger, like possible like sharks or whatever. Not something we might be used to because we don't live by an ocean, but something you might see on on the West Coast or something. But I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of classic looking as well. It's like a white sign with a green shark on it. Hey, there we go.
Right there.
So that's my reasoning behind for it being in my top 10.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, good start. Dogfish Head was definitely one of the ones I was thinking of, but for me, number 10. This one's a very kind of close to home one. Let me hold on one sec. It's an elegant look to it. I really enjoy it. I think it's simplistic in its approach, but it works. And that is Stella Artois. I had actually thought of. I draft it last. I don't know if I draft. Oh shit! This cracked. Oh, that's not good. Oh well. It's just a really cool kind of like elegant logo look to it. I think it's simplistic, but
you got like the horn on top, or
you got the little like maybe a flugelhorn is what you would call it.
Yeah.
You got the golden arching on the side. I think it's just a really cool look to it, and
red and gold pair very well together. I mean, it's just
very much. I'll put this away real quick.
It's that logo I feel like that just doesn't die out, like,
Oh.
and it's just so recognizable.
And I mean,
It's
you know,
amazing.
it's like the Apple logo, like your or the McDonald, like the golden arches. Like it's never gonna go out of style. Like maybe it's not gonna blow you away with like the cool design or anything, but it's iconic.
It is. 100%.
What's number 9 for you?
Number 9, even though I'm not the biggest fan of their beers, I am going to go with the classic Anheuser-Busch logo. It's the letters AB. Here, I got to pull it up again, and then it's like an eagle in the logo. Here, I'll pull up.
Hold on.
Pull
I
it up here.
think I'll allow you to share yours. No, no, you can.
All right. So yes, I'm sorry, it's not the AB, it's just the A, it's a red A with an eagle flying through it. I think it's a cool look. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Budweiser Bud Light fan, but I do like the look of this logo. It just screams America, pretty much. It is just your classic American beer look to it.
Yeah, right there, as you can see, uh, just that eagle with an A. So,
Yes.
alrighty, awesome. Number 9 for me. I think this is it's another kind of classic kind of look to it. It's not the greatest beer of all time, but just a solid look to it, and that is the Coors Light logo with the mountains on top. Let me share the screen. Just with that blue mountain, I think that just it looks really cool. Also, the blue mountains signify it's a nice cold Coors Light. Brings me back to the old days in college when that was the only beer I could afford in college. So it's just a solid beer.
Awesome.
Solid logo, really cool look. It's one of those things that if you're building a man cave, if you're owning a bar, like that's one of the logos you're gonna want. Like that's a sign you're gonna want. That's gonna be a decoration you're gonna want to have.
100%. It's very solid. It's just it's sharp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 8 for me, I'm going a little different. I'm going down to little Havana, little Tampa, Florida. I'm going Cigar City Brewing. I'm a little biased just because I'm a cigar guy, but here I'll share my screen.
Dad is speaking gibberish.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of classic looking. Like it makes me want to be down in Florida. I'm not a Florida person, but it makes me want to go down to Miami, have
sipping on a beer and a cigar and smoking a cigar.
Absolutely, and it's got that. It's very cool looking. So,
yeah, very very cool look to it. I've never heard of that place, so I'll have to find some beers, or you'll have to find some beers for me. This one, number 8. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't like their beers. Not really not like. It's just like if I see it, I'm like, I'd probably rather have pretty much anything else. But I think Shock Top just has a really cool logo to me.
Oh yeah.
You get that like. Let me share my screen real quick. Crap! Hold on. Sorry, technical difficulties here. There we go. All right. So we share that. It's just got that cool like orange with the sunglasses and like kind of the wheat mohawk. Again, like
you want to be on a beach.
It does, yeah. Like it's just like it's a cool look. I think it's a cool like kind of summertime appeal to it. It's not gonna blow. It may seem like a weird choice just because I don't think Shock Top is that popular or even that makes like good beers. But I think it's just a cool logo, and every time I see it on the beer tap, I'm like, oh man, maybe I should get it. I don't know.
it's kind of goofy too. You got the orange peel guy with the funky hair and the sunglasses. I mean, it's very appealing.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, moving on to my number 7, I am going with New Glarus. And those not familiar with New Glarus logo, it's basically just the state of Wisconsin. It's kind of like what do you call it? I guess kind of a badge look to it.
Yeah,
You got New Glarus brewing up at the top, Drink Indigenous at the bottom, and then what I really like is it's like a thumbprint.
it does. Yeah, it does kind of. It's got like a topographical look to it. It actually kind of looks like a fist as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Wisconsin in general, like their state looks like a fist, but
Yeah.
I think like maybe like kind of the design they took to it, like it does make it look more like a fist. So
Yep. Yeah, I like it. It's just I mean, when you think Wisconsin beer, you think New Glarus right away. They are the fingerprint beer of Wisconsin. That's kind of what
yeah,
I really get from the logo. I think it's solid.
yeah, no, very good choice. Yeah, I like it. On to my next one, number 7 here. This one we're gonna go a little West Coast action here. Ballast Point, which
Mm,
if you're from Chicago, Ballast Point also has a great tap room.
you do.
I believe it's the West Loop. That's just a great area in general. Fun fact: I blew up their bathroom one time. Right at Ballast Point. If you take a look right there, I think it's just a very very cool look. You got the sextant there in the cover there, little gold arching. You got the little hops look to it. I mean, they got a couple other cool ones. They got, of course, it's gonna fucking suck now. If you take a look at a bunch of these other ones, this kind of red one there, but I think it's just a really cool kind of look to it. I would say. Yeah, I think it's just a cool, solid design that, again,
Classic.
it's kind of one of the ones where like it's maybe not going to blow you away, but like when you kind of look at it a little bit more and you enjoy their beers, like you're like, yeah, that's actually a really cool like look.
Awesome. Awesome. Number 6, I am going with Bell's Brewing up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I need to pull it up actually. um, I think it's very classy looking. Um, and here, I'll pull it up. Share screen. Let's do that. So you had the 3 bells, and the reason for the 3 bells is because the 3 people who opened the brewery all last name Bell. So that's the reason behind it. I think it's very classy looking. Honestly, it makes me want to be an all time. I just from the color of it, it's that black and orange look to it.
Yeah.
It makes me think of Oktoberfest time. I really like that. It's one of my favorite times a year just because of the different Oktoberfest beers, including theirs, which is pretty solid. So that's my reasoning behind my choice for number 6, Bell's Brewing.
Awesome, awesome. All right, number 6 for me. I think this is another one that's like, personally, it's not my favorite like beer, but I think it's just a really cool looking logo. Another kind of elegant looking logo, and that is Modelo. Let me get that up there. You just look at you got the lions pushing it together with the kind of gold ribbon on the bottom. I think it's just a very classy, elegant looking logo that I don't know. You feel fancy when drinking, I suppose.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. I think it's just a really cool. It's just a cool looking logo. It's another one like when I'm kind of thinking of my logos, like I'm thinking, all right, I'm building a man cave. I'm opening a bar. Like, what kind of logos do I want? What kind of memorabilia do I want hanging around? And a Modelo is one of those ones where it's like, I'd maybe get a glass from Modelo, or I'd get a cool sign from Modelo. I think it just fits very well.
It does, and especially on their special bottles, like I don't know what you want to call it, like the stubby glass, or stubby bottle. Where it has the wide neck but it's short.
Yeah.
So, and it paired. You got like the gold wrapping at the top. Yeah, it really like jumps out at you.
Yeah. Agreed.
Awesome. All right. My number 5. We got Half Acre. This one's kind of funky. Half Acre Brewing in Chicago. It's a weird one. Let's share that screen. So Half Acre it's kind of like an owl.
Damn, I'm gonna be honest. I forgot about Half Acre. Definitely would have been on there.
It's kind of cool looking though. It's
yeah.
Weird but very cool.
You got like you got the octopus tentacles, right? Yeah, tentacles.
Yes.
Almost antennas. That's not right.
Yeah, right under like the owl or whatever it is. It's very funky. It's very out there. It grabbed my attention right away when I first heard of Daisy Cutter, and I saw that logo and I was like, I gotta try one of those just because of the logo. The logo like just stuck out to me. It has, and it gotta love Half Acre.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a good one. Very, very disappointed in myself that I forgot it because I really do like Half Acre's beers in general. So, very good choice, Rob. Let's take a look. Number 5 for me. It's one that was on the show today. It is Pipeworks Brewing. I think it's kind of got that cool. I feel like I say cool for all of them, I guess. But you get the pipe wrench, and then you get what I believe is either it's probably wheat.
That's what I was trying to figure out what it is.
But I think it's kind of that cool. I'm trying to.
I'm sorry, it's the stir.
The stir. That's right. Yeah. Thank you. So
stir.
Tools that are used within their profession. I think it's just a good looking logo. It's something that you don't really see a lot with Pipeworks because they do have just their crazy can art, so you don't see a lot of their logos. But this is one that if I were buying memorabilia from them, not even just a sign, but like whenever I go to a brewery, I like to buy a hat or a shirt. I would get a shirt with this logo on it. I think it's just a good looking. It's neat, clean. Just a solid logo.
I think part of it also is it kind of symbolizes that blue collar feel to Chicago as well.
Absolutely.
On top of the
collar feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And on top of the I guess the wooden stir for brewing, you got the wrench, just kind of symbolizes hardworking, blue collar type of feel to Chicago that I think the city really prides itself in. So yeah, I think that's what makes it just so great.
For sure. Number 4.
Yes, I am going with Three Floyds. It's kind of got this funky like metal band look to it. I'll share my screen because it's like a skull with wings on the side of it, wearing a crown.
Yep.
On the crown, it kind of looks like there's like a bell, and then almost like a barrel of beer, I want to say, on one of the horns.
Yeah, it's the horn, it's a barrel of beer, and then the other was the
not sure.
Excuse me. Trying to pinpoint what exactly it is. It's a bar stool.
Oh,
an upside down bar stool.
You're right.
So yeah.
Very cool looking. Like I said, kind of has that metal band feel to it. It
does.
For people who like hard rock metal music, it kind of reminds me of Avenged Sevenfold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I
very
like
good
it.
choice.
Very cool looking.
Free
I think
Floyd, it's very similar to Pipeworks, where their art on their bottles and cans they don't really display their logo a lot. So when you do look at it, you're like, oh, that's actually a very good looking logo. For me, number 4, I'm wearing it. I've been showing it all day. Off Color Chicago. Off Color is one of those ones that's quickly becoming a favorite of mine. They actually have a couple of logos that I really like. Um, obviously, the one on my shirt here with the mouse holding the little glass. Then you also get the more cursive writing and the mouse holding the wheat. I think it's just like a kind of like a simplistic look to it, but I don't know, there's just something kind of neat about it. Didn't say cool, don't worry. Uh,
it's
if you
neat.
look at our website, they talk about like, oh, like our original building just had a lot of mice, so we just decided to uh, throw it on our logo. It's kind of funny when you look at it, like if you're looking at it, you don't really think it's like a brewery. You just like it kind of looks like a mouse rat shirt from Parks and Recreation. But
It does.
I really like it. The mouse looks like me at 2 a.m. looking for another beer. Just can I have some more? I think it's just you know a fun logo.
Cool, cool. We're rolling into the top 3 now. I'm a little biased here, but I don't really care because I think it's just a very classy look. I am going with, for number 3, I'm going with the Guinness logo. I think it's just very classy looking. Um, I'll share my screen here, but it's, that black background with the harp. I just think it just kind of screams old time beer, classic beer. It's a very solid look. It's something that I would want to hang in my basement. Either some kind of logo of theirs. I mean, they have many different logos, as most people know.
But I
But
mean, it's that harp that does it for you.
oh yeah,
It's just a classic. It is.
and the lettering is very cool too.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you definitely get that old school feeling to everything. It's it's one of the OG beers out there, so very
absolutely, absolutely.
all right.
So
Number 3, there's no need sharing it since Rob already showed it. It is the Three Floyds. I think it is just it's a very cool looking, like it is heavy metal look to it with the skull and the crown. Uh, Definitely something that if I'm having a man cave, I'm having a sign of it. Probably not a shirt. I don't think it really just goes well on a shirt, but I think it's just like a very cool looking thing, especially
very different.
it's very different. Like you really don't see a lot of that from a lot of places, and I think I really like the originality of it. Uh, it could be used for a lot of things. You probably wouldn't think when you see it, oh, that's a beer. Like you would probably think it is a heavy metal band or some other company, but it's a beer company and not beer company, a brewery. Uh, yeah, just a very 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 good look.
Solid, solid. Okay. So number 2 for me, I'm going with. I've talked about this logo uh, in the past because we did this brewery on the show, and that is Surly. Surly is by far one of my all-time favorite logos. I think it's very cool looking. It's sharp. It's funny. It's goofy as well. Let's throw it up here. Let's see. So it's funny because at the top you got the guy with the empty glass, mad face. His skin is red because he's angry. Has an empty glass of beer. Then you got the Surly logo, very cool lettering or font. I should say font, not lettering. And then at the bottom you got the guy with the full beer.
Happy.
Very happy, very happy. I guess the only reason it's not really number 1 for me is because I think it should be flipped, like how they have it at this bottom picture. But
I would agree.
middle picture that I have here shared on the screen, I guess that's my only argument to it. I wish they would do it the other way around, just because it makes more sense that way. But um,
Fair.
it's I think it's sharp looking. Like I said, I love the fonts and I love the coloring.
Very nice. Very good choices. For me, number two, I think this is just a classic look. If you look at it, and now this company, they have had some bad logos. I will not deny, but their best business decision was switching back to this logo. You could see it in the top, what is it, right corner of my screen. It is the old school Miller Lite logo. Uh, I love this logo. Like it is the ultimate simple logo, but it is just such a good look. Let me give you a better look at that.
It's just so sharp.
It's so sharp. It is very sharp. The can looks beautiful with this logo. It
I
really
love the white can. The
It
white
is.
can is just what makes it with the badge, the
Yeah.
fine Pilsner beer badge, and then light.
The font on it too, I think is something that you got to look at. It looks kind of fancy, I suppose. Um, but I really do like that logo on it. It's simple, but it's a great logo. I
It
just
screams classic beer. It
yeah,
screams beer in general. I mean, it makes me want to grab one.
absolutely. I could always go for a Miller Lite.
Yeah. And I hate to be boring here, but that's my number one as well. And for all those reasons that we just said, it draws me in. It makes me want to buy a case of Miller Lite. And I don't know. It just has that classic American Pilsner look to it. It's iconic. Like Joe said, they've had some really bad looks in the past.
Yeah.
And I feel like the most recent one where it was the Miller Lite with the gold can top, I think it was just the worst look for them. I'm
Yeah.
so glad that they reverted back to that classic Miller Lite look from like the 70s and 80s. Because the old one kind of looked trashy, a little white trashy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. And then also it looked a little bit too similar to Bud Light, so I think it was hard to differentiate between the two.
That's a very good point.
I just think their best business decision was switching to that Miller the old school Miller Lite logo.
And the white just makes it look so sharp, I feel like.
It's very, very sharp. Number one for me, I'm surprised you didn't even have it on your list. This was one that we talked about that I thought for sure would be high on your list, and that is a beer of mine that has always been one of my favorites, one of my favorite companies, and that's Samuel Adams. The OG Sam Adams with Sam Adams on it, holding a mug of beer. I just think that's such a cool look to it. It's historic. It is, especially with the Boston Lager red ribbon on the bottom, the crest for Sam. I mean, they got a couple other good looks to it. I mean, even just without Sam Adams, you get that kind of cool old school artwork back in the day. I think Sam Adams has a great logo. Personally, other than Revolution, my favorite.
I will go into.
Hold up. We have some news here. The Bears are on the clock. I think they just traded up.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna have a live Bears pick when I hold it. I mean, if I'm paying attention. We just trade up. Hold on. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay, so I had honorable mentions, and I did have Sam Adams on here. The reasoning I did not pick Sam Adams for my list is just because I don't like their new logo. I think their new logo is kind of boring, but I 100% agree with Joe. Their classic Sam Adams logo with Sam, literally, one of the guys from the colonial days, Sam Adams, holding the Steiner with the full beer with the bubbles or the foam, overflowing, and the Sam Adams logo. That's such a great look, and I wish they would just bring that back and make that their logo again. Everyone's kind of going retro recently. Sam Adams, I think you guys should do that.
Absolutely. very much agree.
Some other,
Are there any honorable mentions for you?
yeah, besides the Sam Adams classic look, for me, I do like the old Goose logo. I think that was a solid one. I don't like the new one. I think it's too, I don't know. I think they're trying to be like too modern with it. I don't know. They're
Rob, the selection for the Bears is a defensive end from Tulsa, Travis Gibson.
okay.
I don't know
Whoever
how
that
they
is.
traded up, but they did. So don't know what they.
My other honorable mention is Buckle Down Brewing. They have just it's kind of plain, but I do like the font, so it's a cool font. But only reason I don't have them in this is just because uh, the logo isn't really much. It's the font that's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah. Couple of mine. Yeah, Goose Island, Guinness. I think those are two that Guinness. I'm not really a Guinness guy, so I didn't feel like putting it on there, but I think it is just a very classic logo. Goose Island with the goose on it is a very good look. Corona has kind of with the crown. I think that is
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I think between Modelo and Corona, I think Modelo beats it out. So Lakefront Brewery has another one. It's another kind of simple one, but it has the beer mugs on it. I think it's a very cool logo. So yeah, those are our top 10 beer logos. Just some fun stuff if you're looking for not man cave, beer cave. I don't want to discriminate, man or women cave.
Beer cave. Yep.
Your beer cave. You're looking for some cool memorabilia. Maybe some of those you'll look into, but overall, just a good solid list.
Solid list. Yeah. Solid power rankings of beer logos. I know for me, I really want a Guinness mirror with the logo in the mirror. That's something that I really want for my beer cave in the future. And I'm going to get it once I have a house someday. But anyways, I think that's our show. Again, try out all these beers from Pipeworks and Revolution. Very tasty beverages all around. And as always, what I like to say is, we invite you to try these beers along with us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Be responsible when drinking. Don't drink and drive.
And cheers.